so hang in there with us. Lots of stuff going on. How about that lunch we had? Good,
we had a power lunch. You and I went out, and it was nice to lunch with Larry Minetti, was it not?
Well, not only that, but it was very much of a surprise. I go to my restaurant every week, the Till Tiramisu in Sherman Oaks. Peter and Ivo Castellan, owner, proprietor.
Great restaurant.
And I go there, and I do a lot of my thinking and deep soul searching when I'm there. I make a lot of phone calls and texts and do all my stuff, and kind of it sets the day off in the right thing for me. And when I walk in, who do I see?
You saw me.
I saw you.
And I saw you, and we had not been together for quite some time because I was on assignment after the show last week at spring training. I went and I saw the Dodgers and Cubs play. I saw the Dodgers and Angels play.
Wow. Got
to have dinner with Tommy Lasorda at the beautiful Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Phoenix.
How was that steakhouse?
It was, Tommy, let me tell you, it was fabulous.
Was that a belly buster?
It was, and I believe Tommy might have had some appetizers prior to the meal, but still was able to put away a full dinner.
Who, Tommy?
Yeah, Tommy was able to put away a great dinner. He started with the bread at Ruth's Chris and decided that was delicious. And it's just fun to talk to somebody like Tommy Lasorda because the guy is an old baseball mind. He's a seasoned pro, and there's been a lot of changes in baseball that kind of annoy me as I get older. Pitchers only going 5 innings. You know, agents taking over the game. And I want to talk a little bit about that on the show today if we can, to get your opinion, Fred Dreyer, about this kind of thing. Because I think it's sort of destroyed the game of baseball. Everybody keeps saying, how do you shorten the game? And you always say, television does it, right?
Well, look, yes, TV does it. Here's what's really ironic. You know, ownership, you know, I remember this from my experiences with the Giants in 1969, my rookie year there. And I told you the story about sitting on the bench, and we were playing the Bears. Well, I think it's about the second or third game of the year. We're at the stadium, and I'm sitting on the bench, and a beautiful day, September day, and a guy comes running out of the third base dugout, and he's got this paperwork in his hand. He says, "We've sold out. The league is sold out. There's no shows. Every game this Sunday is jam packed. Every seat is filled."
Wow, so it was a sellout,
so
total
it was
sellout.
A sellout for that weekend, and it was a big deal. And so I got thinking about that. Then there was an article in the New York Times shortly after that said that, gee, the NFL now is coming into its own. It's now encroaching upon the popularity of baseball, and blah, 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 blah. TV is going to be a godsend because it's the best sport to watch on TV other than baseball, hockey. It's the best sport to watch is football.
Right.
Okay. And he says it should do very well. Sponsorship will explode. And, gee, where do you think this league is going to go? And so forth and so on. And the drift of the article and the subsequent conversations that took place from that point to today, actually, is what television has done to all sports and advertising and money and
it's changed the sport, right?
It's changed it. And for good in a lot of senses, but it's really made the sport suffer, and we'll talk about that in the next spot. It's really made it suffer in a lot of areas, and baseball is the stepchild now that we have to deal with because that chicken has come home to roost in baseball.
It really has, and we'll talk about that, how television has maybe helped but many times hindered sports coverage. It's the PM Show, weekend edition on sports. The one and only Fred Dreyer, the star of our show. I'm Michael Horn, coming to you live here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
We are perfectionists. We do it right and don't stop until the job is done. We build commercial zero-turn mowers with maneuverability, power, and comfort. Who are we? We are Kubota. Now, during our More Power to You sales event, you can get long-term financing as low as 0% APR on new commercial-grade Z700 series mowers.
For more information or to find a participating dealer, go to Kubota.com.
Hi, here's your delivery from Staples.com.
Thanks, Staples Guy. Ugh, do you have stuff to clean this disaster of a break room?
Sure, Staples has wipes, paper towels, sprays, sponges, all at a low price.
How about these floors?
Disinfectant cleaners, mops, bucket with side press ringers, and yellow wet floor signs.
Anyone know how long it takes to reheat cod?
We also have air fresheners.
I'll take a case of those.
Make on budget happen, make cleaning up happen. Staples, make more happen. Now at Staples, get Scott 12-pack paper towels for just $7.99.
Offer valid on SKU 300469 in store and online. It's $3.28 while supplies last. See store, staples.com for details.
It's the PM Show on Sports Weekend Edition. Coming to you from the studios of CRN Digital Talk Radio, syndicated coast to coast. This radio station, this cable system, this podcast, Sports USA podcasting this as well as CRN. I'm Michael Horn, the star of our show. The football legend, the all-pro defensive end, the sultan of safeties, 2 safeties in one game, the record still stands, and the great actor, Mr. Fred Dryer.
Thank you so much. You know, my salmon was especially good today.
You eat a particular meal that everyone should know about. If you're trying to lose weight, because there's a gentleman that joined us, Bob Moore, who said he lost 30 pounds, not doing Nutrisystems and all this stuff, going on what we call the Fred Dryer diet, which basically is protein and green leafy vegetables, specifically at lunch today, salmon grilled, no oils or just grilled, and some great broccoli. Broccoli
with beautiful tomato sauce that they make with herbs and garlic. I follow it up last with a beet salad.
Yeah, and you know what? I forgot about that. Yeah. And Evo, the owner of the restaurant, brought out a green leafy salad, which was good. It had a little bit of peppers in it or something. But when he brought you the beet salad, that is yummy. Beets are very good for you.
Not only that, it's a very, very refreshing.
Thank you.
Summery type of a snack you can have.
It is.
And you're not going to get hurt, and it's great for you. Anyway, it's all of this stuff, the philosophy is get rid of carbohydrates, animal fats,
sugars,
all this stuff, all this
You've been doing this for years. You studied this when you were a football player. We've talked on this show. And here's something that I've done. I want to ask you if you do this. I got one of those steamers, and I buy a nice big package of the broccoli florets, the floral little, the things, and I put them in there, and I put some asparagus in there, and I turn that steamer on, and it turns a real dark, nice-looking green. And then I do a trick that you taught me. Forget the butter. I put olive oil on it, and it's fabulous. It's like a meal in itself.
You can put that, flaxseed or pumpkin seed oil.
Pumpkin seed oil.
Yeah, that's great for your prostate, you guys out there. If you're having if you're older and you have a little bit of a prostate problem or bladder problem, you want to look. The diet is the key to everything, accompanied with hormone levels, and only through great diet and great fats do you make great hormones. Hormones are synthesized from the best fats, or you can synthesize them with the animal fats that many people eat, and that's why young people's hormones crashes prematurely
because
and because of they're not making good cholesterol. They're not making good cholesterol, and which the hormones are synthesized from.
So the lean fats of the salmon much better than
beautiful.
Eating a hamburger.
Yeah, it's great for your brain. Remember, your brain is almost all fat. You know the old gag, the fat head. Well, it's really true.
It's true.
And so if you're eating great fats, you have a great chance of pushing yourself past those barriers of dementia and fogginess and all that stuff that happens to people when they get to be about 45, 50 years of age. And you're not saddled as you get older with all of these symptoms that you wind up taking over-the-counter NSAIDs drugs from.
Exactly. Now, besides the salmon or the fish, I've noticed on occasion you will eat a steak, but you don't overdo it, do you? That's still some good fat from there. But you might be like once or twice a month you have a steak, maybe?
No. When's the last time you saw me have one?
At Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
Okay, how long ago were we there?
2 months ago.
That's the last time I had a piece of meat.
Okay, so when you go there, you'll treat yourself to it, but for the most part, you have seafood, correct?
Yeah, and what I do is I make sure I back it up with a lot of greens.
You always order like maybe almost double the veggies and things of that nature.
Asparagus, broccoli, Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts, great. What about chicken? Now, Larry Minetti had chicken, but I saw you kind of turned your nose up at that. Why?
No, I was joking with him.
Oh, okay, so chicken is okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I wouldn't want to eat,
not a lot
of it.
But like once in a while, you'll have chicken then too, right?
Every once in a great while.
Anything besides you eat salmon a lot? What other fish do you like?
Whitefish, snapper, shark,
swordfish. Yeah,
love swordfish, sea bass, branzinos. those types of things.
Okay, so that's the variety.
Fresh water and ocean whitefish.
Yeah, very good. And it has worked well for you. You are in fabulous shape and doing the show now. Let's get into this a little bit. We talked right before the break about baseball games getting longer because possibly television broadcasts or whatever. What has TV done in the involvement? You mentioned when you were signed with the New York Giants and the guy said, we're sold out and there's going to be television going on and it's going to be a great thing because football is going to be wonderful on TV, and they were right. But what has TV done over the years to football, baseball, basketball, hockey, etc.?
Well, in the push for ownerships, franchises to go from, 800,000, $1.8 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million, $5 million. Remember, I'll never forget that the Rams were purchased in a trade in 1972 with Carroll Rosenblum, and the guy the owner that bought the Baltimore Colts. What he did is Robert Irsay Sr. bought the Rams.
Okay.
And then traded the Rams to Carroll Rosenblum for the Colts.
So Rosenblum owned the Colts.
He owned the Colts.
Irsay wanted to get in on it.
He says,
he bought it.
I want the Rams. Why don't you buy them and then we'll swap? And so what he did is he took the model of real estate swap, like for like, and it saved Carroll a lot of money and a lot of problems. So he bought the team, and the Rams sold for $22 million in 1972.
$22 million, wow.
Hyun-Jin Ryu has that in his glove compartment.
He's got the Dodger pitcher Hyun-Jin Ryu, who's on the disabled list, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's still got $22 million in his glove box.
Yeah. So to answer your question, to address the question, what has television done for the sport? Well, it's made all the owners extremely wealthy. Their franchises are worth billions.
Because they can make more money per year because they got the advertising and the rights.
It's the television, all the rights are of value. People want to watch it. It's multi-platform now, and they're doing all kinds of things to monetize everything. One of the reasons the Dodgers, the stadium now start hanging advertising on the center field fence.
Never used to do that. They do it now.
They never used to do that. And that was when, O'Malley's owned it and it was a mom and pop store.
They thought they always felt it didn't lend to the beauty of the ballpark. And now that's all been thrown out the window. There's banners all over the place.
And that's never bothered me. I remember going to Yankee Stadium in 1969, playing in Yankee Stadium. I was a 23-year-old kid. It was wonderful. And there was advertising stuff all over the place. And it reminded me of the old newsreels as a kid when I used to watch the newsreels at pre-Dodgers in 1958. I would look at all the highlight films of all the great Yankee World Series because they were in a million of them, and you would see all of the advertising hanging out in the right and center field, and there was one little beautiful little water tower out in center field that had Dioro bread on it. And when I got to Yankee Stadium, there it was.
And you saw it.
And there it was. It was kind of iconic. So what's happened is in advertising, all sports, but baseball has monetized and I guess turned into an icon every element about the sport. Timeouts, how the game is played, relief pitchers,
everything
home runs.
is sponsored. Everything like
everything
this timeout is brought to you by so and so.
That's right.
Can we here on the show, since we go to crntalk.com and hit Studio Cam, can we maybe start wearing logos on our shirts here and promote things here on the Fred Dryer Show?
Once this thing goes viral, buddy, we can put I'll wear a Dioro bread hat on my head.
Do you have unfiled tax returns or owe the IRS or state more than $10,000? If you don't take action now, your tax problem is going to get worse. Much worse. Seizure of property, bank levies, wage garnishments, and potential criminal prosecution. And if you owe the IRS back payroll taxes, chances are you will be visited at your home or business by an IRS agent. Don't become paralyzed by fear. Take action now. Call the experts at U.S. Tax Shield for help. Our team of experienced tax attorneys can get you protected, stop collections, and negotiate a permanent permanent settlement with the IRS and state, potentially saving you thousands of dollars. At U.S. Tax Shield, our tax advisors will review your case for free, inform you of your rights, and give you a guaranteed quote. No games and no tricky upsells. That's why we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. Put an end to your torment. Get protected. Get the Shield. Call U.S. Tax Shield now at 800-211-8753. That's 800-211-8753. 800-211-8753.
Have you ever considered adding a home security system but thought it would be too expensive? Here's the good news. There's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home, valuables, and your loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Here's even better news. Your new system, worth $850, is free. You pay just a $99 installation charge and purchase monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Get the peace of mind that comes with owning an ADT monitored system, plus a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home. Call now, 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
PM show nationwide, coast to coast, the weekend edition on sports. I'm Michael Horn, the star of our show, the football legend, the acting superstar, Mr. Fred Dreyer. And we're talking some baseball here, Fred. And if I could, is that spring training? And I want to get your thoughts on this because these agents, I think, have also spoiled sports throughout whether it's football or especially in baseball. There's this guy on the Cubs, this Chris Bryant, who has been having a good spring, plays third base. He's a rookie third baseman, and there's a talk he could be on the opening day roster of the Cubs, and he signed this huge deal. Scott Boras got him a real deal here with the Cubs, a lot of money, millions of dollars here. And so Scott Boras is upset that the Cubs may send this kid down to the minors for some more seasoning before he gets up. And Scott Boras says, you are damaging the ethics and brand of Major League Baseball. He told us to USA Today Sports. He says, everybody in baseball is saying he's a major league player ready for the big leagues. I have players call me, executives call me, the Cubs people want him there. Everyone says they cannot send this guy down. It's too obvious. So my question is, are the agents out of control? They negotiate the deal. The Cubs pay the money. Isn't it up to the Cubs to decide whether they want to play this guy or not? What business does the agent have opening his big mouth and flapping it over whatever they do once they've signed the deal?
Well, I'll take the other side of it then.
Good.
Scott Boras is doing everything that his agent, his client hired him to do, and that is agent his career. And if he's allowed to be put down, that's going to cost the kid money. And it's also going to prevent him from going into the free agent market by a year.
But my point is, you signed the deal, quit weeping over it.
No, we understand that.
Okay.
But we understand that. But it's gamesmanship. And it's like, I could put you on the team because you're good enough, and you should be on here. We don't have a third baseman. We're terrible. So we should have you on the team.
Okay.
But if we do that, here's the consequence that will affect us. That's the only negative consequence that will affect the Cubs, is a business situation. So they're keeping this guy away for 17 days of April. Because of money and a financial deal.
So they will not have to pay him as much money.
And to keep control over his rights.
And I applaud the owners of keeping control over anything. The owners have no control. The only team that has a dress code or a dress standard is the New York Yankees. Everybody else, hair coming out of their armpits, out of their nose, out of the back of their helmets.
Well, that's different. But go ahead.
It's still, I'd like to see some control put back into professional sports. And I think once you sign your deal, listen, you signed a deal as a rookie, as a kid with the New York Giants, and you lived up to everything. You played out your option. You could have made other money and agreed to this or whatever. You played out your option to have the right to go ahead and choose the next team you wanted to go play, and that was your decision, and that was the deal, and you lived by that deal until it was over. Not so today. These agents meddling into these things, once the deal's signed, it's a deal.
Well, he's not asking them to break a contract.
Right.
He's asking them to consider a choice they could make.
Well, it's like he's considering it here. He's making some big,
it isn't.
Crazy statements.
If his client wasn't MLB ready, it would be a moot point. But he said, hey, look, my client is hitting the cover off the ball. He's got 9 home runs, for crying out loud. I mean, he should be playing third base on opening day, but because of business constraints, you're specifically manipulating the situation based on a business structure, not a baseball.
Okay, so Scott Boras says, quoting again, this isn't a system choice. This isn't a mandate. This is a flat ownership decision. Do they really want to win here? So he's questioning, as you're saying.
Well, he's challenging him.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, maybe the Cubs have a reason for this. I'm tired of agents.
Of course they do. To save money and to keep as much as they possibly can control over the player.
Yes, and I agree with them for that.
Well, that's fine. But at the same time, the player hires a manager, hires an agent like Boras, who's the best one there is, to come in and negotiate this deal because it means something to him. If he can get them to understand that, you people should have this conversation publicly is what he's doing. This is purposeful. Just a second.
Okay.
He could have this conversation with them privately. And it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But if he has it in the newspapers, then it becomes an issue where they now have to consider, we could get hurt if we don't make a right decision.
So
here.
Could the Cubs say, well, you know what? He can't seem to pick up the grounders very well.
I
think he's real weak.
They can
and
say
so we want to put
want.
him down now, or maybe
for 17 days.
Maybe they take him after he plays, 2 months and he stinks.
What if
he
not
stinks?
Seager? If he was a guy like Seager, they'd say, look, you're going to be playing up here pretty soon, but this year you're going to go down there, and we'll take a look at you at the halfway mark. This guy should be playing right now, and the only reason that they're going to put him down is to get away from this loophole for the first 17 days.
More power to him. It's the PM Show, Weekend Edition on Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Fred Dreyer there. I'm Michael Horn at CRN. Stay with us. Email Fred, incoming at crntalk.com. Actually, Fred Dreyer at crntalk.com.
That's right.
That's the new email address.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent, corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808. Homeowners, now is the season to be thinking about your roof, because all it takes is one storm to turn a small roof problem into a major leak. If it's time for a new roof, call Sears at 888-465-9720. You can save $500 if you call right now. Sears licensed, fully insured contractors can get your roofing job done right. Just call 888-465-9720. Sears has a variety of shingles and styles that are built for long-lasting performance, and you'll save $500 if you call now. So call Sears for a free and home consultation at 888-465-9720. Hurry, offer ends soon. Not available in all areas. Installation provided by Sears authorized licensed contractors. License information available upon request. That's Sears Roofing. Call right now and save $500. Call 888-465-9720. 888-465-9720. Call Sears now and get that roof repaired. Call 888-465-9720.
It's the end of quarter clearance sale at Lumber Liquidators. 10 million square feet of flooring must be reduced. That means it's your chance to get laminate for 48% off, like our thickest and best 12 millimeter with attached pad for $149. Bamboo for 33% off, like hand scraped bamboo for $199. The lowest price of the season. Pre-finished hardwood for 38% off, like hand scraped hickory and other hardwood styles for $299. Plus more deals from 49 cents and no interest until 2017. The end of quarter clearance sales going on now. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
The Doug Stephan Good Day program, early morning radio, and I guess it is radio, although it's radio on TV because this is CRN Digital Talk. You can find out what's going on in the world. We talk about the issues of the day, the events of the day, the people that people are talking about. We have an interesting way of looking at the news and having a little fun with the issues. So if you want to have some fun, learn a few things, and get up on the right side of the world, Doug Stephan's Good Day program, weekday mornings, 2 to 7 a.m. on CRN Digital Talk.
Welcome back here to the PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. So I'm talking to a guy in spring training. I'm saying, like, used to go to spring training years ago. There's the Florida Grapefruit League and there's the Cactus League in Arizona. And you could get in there for $10 or so and see a game, and the games weren't sold out. Now they're sold out. Some of the tickets go up as high as $59 or $70 for a ticket in a spring training game that can end in a tie, and they don't play for a win. Some of the major players don't even aren't in the roster when they play, and it's all about money, and these players are getting paid so much and are, demanding more, and these owners are forced to sign these, people worry that the Dodgers can't be seen in Los Angeles on time, just only on Time Warner Cable. It's because they were forced to sign a deal to get enough money to pay for some more players. It's nuts. It has gotten out of control.
Well, it's been a year now, over a year, and the Dodgers have done nothing to remedy the problem. Creating poor will. Now,
well, they can't. They signed the deal.
I'm just going to.
You're talking about the TV rights.
I'm going to introduce something for you.
Yeah.
You talked about this player and Scott Boras and the third baseman for the Cubs and the Cubs and
Chris Bryant.
Yes, correct. Well, I'm going to say this: it's the Dodgers' right to make a deal for broadcasting rights with a broadcaster.
Correct.
And they did that.
Yes,
they did that.
Yes.
And in there, it was an exclusive package.
Right.
Okay.
Exclusive to, for those of you listening nationally, the Dodger baseball team a couple of years ago signed a deal exclusively with Time Warner Cable for the baseball games to be shown. They got a lot of money. And so then Time Warner tried to sell those rights to DirecTV or Dish Network or Cox Cable or Charter Cable in the area. And guess what? Nobody wanted to bite because it was so much money. The other cable companies and satellite providers says, we're not going to pay that money. So Time Warner now has an exclusive deal with the Dodgers. If you want to see the games, you got to have Time Warner Cable.
There's a lot of people who don't have Time Warner. So
they're upset.
Therein lies the rub. And so I say, well, truthfully, that's tough. The Dodgers,
I agree with
the Dodgers could have remedied that on their end. They're not doing anything about it. They've made a deal. They've got the money coming in, and the people that don't get to watch the game anymore, you got to get the Time Warner, or you don't see it. That's business.
I agree
That's
with
business.
You. And the Dodgers were forced to make that deal because they needed as much money as they could get for the rights to broadcast their game. Time Warner made that deal because it sets them apart from everybody else.
Yes, that's right. They're exclusive.
And so, but the loser is the fan, and the winner is, in the ultimate end, the player making $26 million a year. That's the problem.
Well,
it's driven everybody out of the common guy.
A good player who makes millions of dollars is going to be protected in the process. That's just the way it is.
If he's a good player, nobody's going to talk about how much he's making.
Well, that's correct. And
a bad player, you're going to say all day long, we're paying.
Well, you're going to trade him to San Diego.
The Dodgers have a relief pitcher, Brian Wilson, who they let go. No team picked him up on waivers. He's making $9.5 million. He's playing for no one.
That's bad business.
And he's just sitting there at his house, thrown into a Dodger pitchback.
Yeah, and I think the guy that signed all these guys got fired, didn't he?
No, Ned Coletti, who made that deal, has a firm contract, so he's actually a special advisor for the next 2 years.
That's what they call it when you're brought on the bench.
Making big bucks,
and that's
for
a
doing
business
nothing.
deal. They make good business deals and bad business deals. Going back to the Chicago Cubs.
You're right.
This is going to be a deal there that's going to really rub this kid and Scott Boras the wrong way. Mm-hmm. And it's going to sacrifice the Cubs a little bit for the first 17 days of April because they're not going to have him, because everybody knows he's been sent down because the Cubs want to get a business advantage on him. Okay, well that's fine. The team has the right to do that.
Right.
Also, but don't be surprised when Scott Boras, when the time comes, he's going to stick it to the Cubs. And he's going to tell this kid,
He'll
something.
Do it anyway. He's going to do it no matter what.
But of course he will.
Right.
But don't you see what you create when you do that?
Ill will from everybody.
Well, there's a problem. There's a problem that could be fixed. And there's a potential equity position that the Cubs could take with this kid right now. And they choose to do it or not to do it. I don't know if he's going to be on the team or not.
But isn't it their prerogative because they know?
Of course it is.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
Of course it is.
Yes. That's all I'm saying.
Of course. Well, what does that solve?
They could make them sell peanuts in the stands if they wanted to.
No, they couldn't. No, they couldn't. Not today in the collective bargaining agreement, pal.
Okay, there you go. See?
Yeah. So the players are protected to a degree because I'll tell you something. I played when the collective bargaining agreement did not favor players. Let me tell you what.
But it swung the other way, way the other way.
I'm going to tell you something.
Yes.
Here's a number for you.
Okay.
I'm a number 1 draft choice by the Giants in 1969.
Okay.
13th player picked.
Wow. That's good.
13th player in the country picked.
Yes.
You know how much money I made?
How much?
$25,000 salary.
My God.
$60,000 bonus.
My gosh.
And a $5,000 reporting bonus. So it's $30,000 fee. That was $90,000 for the 13th player in the draft.
Wow.
Now, I thought it was wonderful. But at that time, that's what that was.
That's one at bat in the National League now.
Well, like I said, these guys have that much money in their wallets, in their glove compartments of their cars. So the point is that times change, money changes everything. The perception is the only thing that matters, and you've got a Major League Baseball a contract with the Dodgers here that people are upset with. And guess what? Nothing's going to be done about it. And you're just going to have to, grin and bear it and go to the games and,
or listen on radio.
Suffer through, and I mean this, suffer through all the mindless stupidity that is being put out by the stadium in terms of entertaining you every single moment. Walk-up music, the scoreboard, the kiss cam, all of these things.
This makes the game long also, right?
The loud music.
Do you like the walk-up music?
No, I don't like anything about it. I want to go to the game and be left alone as a fan. I don't want somebody to show me a picture of 5 guys in the back with their girlfriends taking selfies, kissing and giving a gang signs. I don't need to see any of it. I want to go to the game and be left alone. Can't I do that? Apparently not.
Apparently not. Apparently, and you got Terry Bates who came out from the insurance office. He's applauding you right now.
Where is he?
Terry loves to listen to this.
Look at Terry.
See, I agree with you. This is why the game is
Isn't
out
that
of
right,
control.
Terry? That's right. Look at him in there. Yeah,
He's going crazy in the control room.
He knows.
That's good. I hope the audience is with us too. I hope you all are in on this because it's out of control.
Go to a game and see if I'm right or I'm wrong. And if I'm right, tell me so. If I'm wrong, tell Mike.
You don't want to see that dance guy from Korea dancing over there, Psy? You want to see that dancing?
Well, it'll confuse Tommy if Tommy's around.
Tommy Lasorda saw it. It's on YouTube.
How's that guy? What's he doing here at Dodger Stadium? Who let that guy in?
Thank you, Tommy.
Where's Sosha? Where's Bulldog?
Bulldog is in the announcement with the Time Warner Cable.
We are perfectionists. We do it right and don't stop until the job is done. We build commercial zero-turn mowers with maneuverability, power, and comfort. Who are we? We are Kubota. Now, during our More Power to You sales event, you can get long-term financing as low as 0% APR on new commercial-grade Z700 series mowers.
For more information or to find a participating dealer, go to Kubota.com.
I'm Jay Farner with some great news on how you could save an average of $3,000 per year on your mortgage. Call Quicken Loans now at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. The HARP guidelines have changed. There's less paperwork and often no appraisal required. Call 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN. Or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and MLS number 3030.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California. With the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit inatlagunabeach.com.
Welcome back here to the PM Show Weekend Edition at CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn, the star of our show, the All-Pro defensive end and acting legend, a guy that was not only in Hunter and Crisis last year on NBC and Hunter for all those years, Land's End, took place in Cabo San Lucas, just the acting legend, Mr. Fred Dreyer.
Thank you so much. That was Dr. Sheps calling me on the phone.
Dr. Sheps, we talk about him on the air.
Yeah, I was in there the other day. He lasered my shoulder and my neck.
Listen, Dr.
Really
Sheps, he's an advertiser here on CRN and on this show, and he does this deep laser, this cool laser treatment that goes into loosening up the muscles or whatever it does. It reduces the swelling. It goes into
the cell and
reduces inflammation
and stimulates ATP.
What is ATP?
Well, it's the cell energy, and it has a deep penetrating wave. Of laser light wave that stimulates the body's own healing.
And he is a chiropractor slash the therapist. He has all the Olympic athletes go to him and everything. And so then I'm seeing this commercial for this willow curve thing that they sell on TV. That's basically the concept of it, is a laser thing going. Yes. It says that maybe it avoids having knee surgery. And I had a problem with my Achilles tendons. They were sore on both legs, had them x-rayed, there was no tear. Dr. Sheps brought me back to life with that laser therapy.
That's right.
Amazing.
Dr. Sheps, go see him. He's in Brentwood.
Brentwood, California.
That's
call him. He'll get it for you. So this new guy for the Dodgers, this Andrew Friedman, is the new president of the Dodgers, and apparently this guy had a big run on Wall Street and everything, and he's actually doing a pretty good job. Was he with Tampa Bay? Was that who he was with?
He took a look at the sabermetrics, as it were, the the different way of looking at it. You know, it's taken a while.
What are the metrics? Everybody talks about metrics.
It's taken a while.
Yeah.
They take into consideration all the statistics that a player has and represents, not just batting average and slugging power and all this other stuff. You know, how many walks does he take? Does he get on base in the late innings?
Right.
Does he hit to the opposite field? What kind of a player is he? You know, and so he decided that what's wrong with the Dodgers, which is true, is that the Dodgers, for having all these high-paid players and all this horsepower, never hit with runners in scoring position.
Exactly. That's a big problem. Everybody could see that.
Well, what do you want them on the team for?
You don't. You want a clutch hit.
Well, everybody's sitting around waiting for a 3-run home run. You know,
yeah.
It's Joe Torre philosophy of baseball. You know, and so now you've got people on the team. You've got 5 players on the team, 5 that can steal bases.
So there's 5 now that can
There's
steal?
5 that have the ability to steal bases.
Kendricks is one of those.
Kendricks, guys. Rollins. You got your left fielder,
Carl Crawford.
Yeah. Puig.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
And you got your center fielder.
Yeah.
That's 5 at least.
Yeah.
Okay. So you try to get your team with as many players as you can and to play the roles necessary to fill in. So when, like what happened with the Dodgers, one of the reasons the Dodgers were so inconsistent is because they had players, and you knew who they were, Ramirez and primarily Kemp, and certainly your third baseman, Uribe. A lot of these guys were injured. Then you had your catcher. He was injured. Ellis, he's injured. Then you had your left fielder. He was injured. And what happens is it prevents the manager from putting together a lineup that is consistent.
Gotcha.
And there's no consistency. You never had a long period of time where you could put the same lineup together and really get into a groove and get the machinery going and start producing runs. And this team couldn't do it. And you were always juggling a different lineup, and it was clear that they were suffering. And so what did he do? He got rid of the 2 guys who drove that model. You know, and so you decided to move one guy to right field. You put a guy up, this Peterson, and you keep one guy in left field, and then you put a guy at third base. You bring another third baseman. They just signed this kid, this Oliveira from Cuba, for $69 million, $64 million.
What a bargain!
And so you're going. What they're doing is, and I agree with it. The philosophy is you got to be young and you've got to have baseball players that can play the game, not just 1 or 2 guys they can hit for power, but once they get on base,
multiple tools.
They can't go from first to third.
Gotcha.
Or they don't have the best arm, but they're okay in the 8th inning to replace. They don't want that.
They got to run, hit, field, throw.
They want 5-star players. Everybody does, but
right.
but the emphasis for the Dodgers is they want people who are going to be in the lineup. You know, if you're not in the lineup, you don't have a team.
That's true.
You know, so
it's going to be interesting this baseball season here, and the metrics seems to be going. The changes in there are, you know, as you mentioned, when the guy, what's his on base percentage? Does he hit in the late innings? Does he do all that? That's one of the things. Then there's the walk up music and things that they have now. There's all that stuff on the video cameras, and now there's like weird food in the stands. They've got like churro hot dogs, where it's a churro in a bun. There's no meat in it at all. It's just a churro hot dog.
It's crap. It's crap. Have you seen that stuff? Have you seen that platter? There's these platters. These 2 guys. This guy behind me had a beer in his mouth, in his teeth, and he had his hands both full of Cheetos and nachos, where the hell those things were, chips, loaded with this, looked like orange paint, and it was cheese. And then on top of the cheese, he had ground up peppers, and he was just taking his time to get down to the seat where he was, and he and his buddy ate those things and drank that beer and had a great old time.
And that was the most nutritious meal on the menu.
Farted their way all the way home after the game.
Thank you so much for that fine description. It's the PM Show Weekend Edition with Fred Dreyer. Just don't sit behind it.
Hi, folks. This is Larry Minetti. And many of you out there suffer from skin problems. Well, I've been telling you for months how to solve that problem. It's called Herpanicin. It's the most unique and effective formula on the market. It cleans your skin from the inside out. It gets rid of all kinds of acne on your back, your neck, your face, so you can feel and you could look like a movie star. Herpanicin is a natural supplement. It was created by Dr. Wayne Diamond and his staff, and trust me, this really works. I've been on these supplements for over a year now and never had a problem. There is no reason in the world to wake up and be afraid to look in the mirror. You trust Larry. Just try it. Call 888-467-4200. 888-467-4200.
When you really want Italian food, you've got to go to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse in Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. If you haven't been to Columbo's, you don't know what you're missing. Delicious food. The steaks on this side are fabulous. The seafood so fresh and flavorful. Columbo's family Italian specialties are Southern California legendary, and the meatballs, the best in the West, North, South, and East. Plus service that's friendly but not fawning, and jazz every night, and it's also affordable. That's what makes Columbo's special, and they make special easy, whether for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. That's why when you really want Italian food, you've got to go to Columbo's, because it really is that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's, making special easy every day. Columbo's, mangia.
When flights are canceled in bad weather, rebooking can be tough. How do you speed up things? Ismet Mengler, a reporter with the International Business Times, says, try calling the airline's international booking line, even if your flight is domestic.
You can usually find that number on your airline's website. And if you don't want to pay for a pricey international call, connect through Skype or Google Voice.
The agents on the Spanish-speaking helpline usually speak English as well. Other options? Send the airline a tweet. Email the Customer Relations Vice President or buy a pass to the airline's VIP lounge.
Many airlines sell these one-time passes for around $50. You get access to the customer service representatives who are sitting in the lounge. And of course, the bonus is that you can relax in a little bit of a nicer environment than you would in those uncomfortable airport seats.
That's Primetime Focus, brought to you by AARP. I'm Aileen Ellis.
PM show, weekend edition on CRN, on sports. I'm Michael Horn, the one and only Fred Dreyer in the studio. Here's a question for our audience out there, and you, Fred. Yeah. What is the most anticipated spring sporting event? USA had asked what's going on in the spring. What's the most anticipated spring sporting event, would you say?
Is there a list there to choose from?
Yeah, I want you to pick something. What do you most anticipate in the spring?
Opening day, baseball.
Yeah, Major League Baseball, 47% said that. That's number one, followed by the men's NCAA tournaments, 38%, the NFL draft, 34%, NBA playoffs, 32%, Masters golf, 20%. Now, the men's NCAA tournament, this NCAA panel, what's going on with these guys now? They were the guys that sanctioned USC, didn't they?
Boy, they sure did. They punished them for 3 years, and it was a scandal what they did. And it was a lot of personal stuff that should not have taken place.
What do you mean? What kind of personal stuff?
And well, look, they made an announcement. Here's what the
story. Here's the story.
Here's what they did. Members of the NCAA Infractions Committee that handed USC some of the most severe penalties in college sports history, compared the evidence in the scandal to the Oklahoma City bombing.
What?
Mocked the university's response to the matter and derided the hiring of Lane Kiffin. No, this guy.
So this is the NCAA panel that reviewed this. They're saying it was likened to the Oklahoma City bombings. Are they nuts?
The responses are among almost 500 pages of previously sealed emails, interview transcripts, and other documents the NCAA filed in court Tuesday. in former USC running backs coach Todd McNair's long-standing defamation lawsuit against the organization. This guy's gonna win, because what's showing is that it says here McNair should have all the inferences negatively inferred against him. Roscoe Howard, a former U.S. attorney and a non-voting member of the committee, wrote in a March 2010 email, quote, credibility determinations are for this committee and this committee alone. As with all tribunals or fact finders, we need not say why we disbelieve him. We need only let the public or whomever know that we disbelieve him. So don't ask us for evidence, because they don't have any.
Right.
And so they tried to pin something on Mike Garrett, on the school itself, on Pete Carroll and his staff, and this Todd McNair, which was a running back coach that knew Reggie.
Reggie Bush was negotiated to sign those endorsement
and Reggie
deals.
Bush's parents were given a house in San Diego by this guy that wanted the parents to influence Reggie to hire him when he was drafted,
right?
And so to represent him when he was drafted. And so they said, no way, we'll see what happens come draft. And so what happens is Reggie knew that the parents got this house. No, he's going to come home and say, whose house is this?
Yes.
So he knew his parents got the house. And nobody else knew. Nobody else was involved in it. And now the NC2A, because they didn't like the SC going and hiring Kiffin away from Tennessee,
right,
and all these things, personally took it to heart to punish the school.
Punish the school for other reasons.
For other reasons than having some kids say, I acted alone.
I agree with you, and that's our show.
So these guys should be arrested.
Email Fred Dreyer, Fred Dreyer, D-R-Y-E-R, Fred Dreyer at crntalk.com. Follow him on Twitter, Fred_Dreyer. That's his handle there. And on Facebook, facebook.com/The Real Fred Dreyer. We're here live on Wednesdays, 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern. The show airing throughout the weekends and on podcast. Check out more at crntalk.com/Fred Dreyer. Final thoughts now from the star of our program, Mr. Fred.
Well, as always, great to be with you. Time goes by so fast. We look forward to seeing you next time.
CRN Digital Talk Radio prides itself on being the station of every situation. And you can listen to us on nearly any platform and device. Download to your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry episodes of What's Cookin'. And take Master Sommelier Michael Jordan with you to the wine shop so he can help you